People love to pretend that the Green Party is some extreme, radical Marxist party. This is utter nonsense. I have even seen them called Stalinists. This is about as dumb as calling David Seymour a Nazi. The Green Party is not promoting any proper socialist or communist policy. None of their policies would deliver worker ownership of the economy. They don't even want to ban big money political donations. In my view, this is a very basic left-wing reform, and they don't seem to be interested in it. They support drug law reform, tax reform, and a handful of other bold reforms. Some of their MPs do employ mindlessly radical rhetoric, but most of their policy agenda is vague and meaningless. And there is no actual socialism in sight. Socialism is worker ownership of the economy. None of their policies advance this goal in any serious sense. The only truly radical proposal they have is degrowth. Chloe Swarbrick seems to embrace this idea a lot more strongly than James Shaw did, which means the Greens will no longer be taken even remotely seriously in most economic circles. Degrowth means abandoning the focus on growing GDP and trying to scale back the economy. In order to achieve this, you would need a momentous amount of government intervention in the economy. But government intervention is not in of itself left-wing. Left-wing policies undermine hierarchy, while right-wing policies reinforce it. That is the key divide. Government intervention can be left-wing or right-wing. Degrowth is an interesting issue. In my view, voters will be extremely unlikely to accept this policy. It would definitely impact their living standards, and there is a lot of potential for mistakes to trigger an outright economic collapse. Personally, I am not yet sold on degrowth. I recognise that GDP is a flawed way of measuring economic strength. But degrowth seems to assume that economic growth is inherently highly unsustainable. I don't see how this is necessarily the case. We have access to a huge amount of resources, and will have access to more if we expand our reach. Many economic resources are renewable and sustainable, and many economic resources are not even tangible. So I don't see unsustainable consumption as being necessarily essential to economic growth. But I am not totally sold on this issue one way or the other. Tell me what you think in the comment section.